and she's been practicing it. Well, we just started it, and I'd forgotten all about it. J. Scott Skinner tune, Tom Day, very popular in Cape Breton, and it's a Strathspey Bay. How many Strathspey Bays have we done? We haven't done that many. We did King George the Fourth. What else did we do? Anybody remind me? We did Miss Lyle's Strathspey Bay. I remember we did that. I think that's about it. I think we only did a couple. We've been a little bit jig and reel heavy. And have we done any hornpipes? We did, didn't we? Did Off to California or something like that? Okay, well that's good. That's a good thing. But there's so many different types of tunes. I was also had in my head, I've been on a mission lately to revive tunes because of the pandemic.
Recording in progress.
Because of the pandemic, I wasn't getting together with people, and that's normally how we get tunes in our tradition, in our business, is to get together with people and get them. And so obviously I have not been able to do that, and so I found that the repertoire suffered. And I've noticed it going to sessions, other people's sessions, like Patrick Orso's session, and it's kind of bits and pieces of the tunes kind of dropping out a little bit. So I've been on a mission. What's that?
What do you call the Taylor's twist? Because that's something we did.
That's a hornpipe. Yeah, that's a hornpipe too. Yeah. But
on Dr. O'Neill.
Dr. O'Neill. Now I know about Dr. O'Neill. That's a big project, and that's been going for a few weeks now, and it's a big chunk of tune to get. It's a handful, as they say. But yeah, I've been on a mission to bring back music to my brain, and it's been flooding back, lots and lots of it, and this is one of them. And also, but I was talking about different types of tunes. We got to get a set of polkas, for instance. Have you guys ever tried to play polkas, Irish polkas? They're great. So much fun. And I got some great ones that are really fun to do. There's also marches. We haven't learned really any marches. It'd be great to learn one or two, like a Highland Pipe March. And I'd like to do a bit more slow stuff. For instance, I'd like to work on a Shogun Farewell at some point. It's a great tune, and many people have attempted playing it, right? They kind of play it. It's got some challenges. It's not that hard, but it does have some challenges, so I thought we could look at that too. So that's been on my mind. I got some jigs from the past, one called The Woods of Old Limerick. And then one's from Cape Breton too, the New York Jig. Great tune, key of C. Okay.
So we have a set list that we've created with our Irish jam group.
Oh, nice.
And it's got a fair amount of airs. There's some slides.
Slides are great.
We Brosna slide and with something else, I forget what. So and a lot of Irish named tunes that I can't pronounce, so I wouldn't even try. So,
yeah, for sure. Some of them are really like impossible to pronounce, But and I'm not surprised there's a lot of Irish, like in Ontario, that seems kind of to be the predominant. I call it the international language of folk musicians, because whenever I play at a folk festival and they do this workshop stage where you get together with like a band from, I don't know, like Spain or something like that, they always seem to know Irish music, and you can use Irish music to play stuff together, like Silver Spear or Morrison's Jig or whatever. They always seem to have that stuff, so it always ends up being Irish when you do that stuff. So that's why I call it the international language of folk musicians. Anyway, so I'm going to play this tune for you, Tom Day, just so that it'll kind of get in your head and stay there. It's in the key of A, wicked tune, J. Scott Skinner. J. Scott Skinner tune. Key of A. We're going to get it. It's going to be fun.
What book all this out of? What book? I saw you carrying a book around.
It was out of Jerry's book. It's the... that's what I sent you. I sent you a scan. That's why I had to go get it. It was in the scanner. But it's Jerry's second collection. They call it the Orange Book. There's only two. The Orange Book and the Yellow Book. They're both excellent books to have. And I don't know if I have talked about these two books. I'll show you the yellow one. I have so many books. I inherited them from my dad, who had a big closet full of all the books. All the old ones, a lot of the new ones too. But these ones here, I keep coming back to all the time for teaching people, because these are excellent collections of tunes. Okay, this is Jerry Holland's first collection, and it's revised. Some people have his unrevised first book, and it's not near as good because it doesn't have chords. See, all of these tunes have chords written in. See that? And they are really good selections of chords, because Jerry and a fella called Mario Calissimo and my brother Paul sat down for like weeks and chose the chords for these tunes. So these are Jerry's choices of chords. And he was a great backer. He played piano. He was awesome. He was a really good backer. Yeah. So that's a great collection too. I have that one. And that's an excellent one too. And that's Father John Angus Rankin on the front there. He used to conduct the Cape Breton Fiddlers Association. And I remember it very well, because me and my dad and my brothers were in the Cape Breton Fiddlers. And he used to stand on a chair, just like on the picture there, and he had a rolled up piece of white paper in his right hand. And that's what he would use to conduct the tunes. It was so funny. But he was the best one. And people say it was because he was a good reader. And they had conductors after that weren't such good readers, because the Cape Breton Fiddlers, not everybody read. And so they would have to get the tunes by ear. But Father John Angus, he was a great man by ear, but he also was a good, strong reader. So he was probably the best one we had. And that's why his...
So would you pull tunes that you're adding to this collection from these books at all? Or would you recommend certain ones that we could play?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'll take a look through. I haven't looked at them in a while, and the problem is right now is that I'm in a temporary house. So a lot of my books are still in storage. But that's why I say I kept coming back to these ones for most people's requests. Because I teach a lot of people. Between you, all you guys in the Celtic Orchestra, there's about 70 people that I help every week. And all of their requests seem to keep coming. Not all, but most come back to these two books and Sandy's book. So, and what I love about all Paul Cranford's books, including the ones that you have, Mel, are the chords are there for all of them, and they're laid out really nicely, easy to read. And also, Paul Cranford is probably the most knowledgeable guy I know about the music and the composers. He's like a dog with a bone with this stuff. If he's not sure of the composer of a tune, there are some tunes where he's still searching for a composer after like almost 20 years. He'll never give up. He's just that way. He won't let up until he finds out all about every tune. So that's why I love Paul's books so much. And that's what this tune is out of. But anyway, so there you go. And yes, I take requests. If you guys have these books, I have them too. And if you come across a tune you'd like to play that you have trouble with, let's do it. Okay? We'll scan it. We'll all do it together. Be really, really good. All request fiddle hour. Anyway, let's get warmed up, shall we? And we'll work on some old stuff, and then we'll learn this new tune. Okay, we're going to do our usual G major warm-up. Maybe we'll do A minor after that. No, we won't. We'll do our G just to get the bow moving and the hand going, and then we'll do D because we're going to work on Dr. O'Neill's. Okay, here we go. Ready, go! right, feeling good? Feeling good? Let's try the arpeggio. Ready, go. Okay, everybody feeling good at that speed? Mostly kind of in there? Yeah? Okay, let's up the speed then, shall we? Let's get her going a little bit. So let's try it now like this. Oh my God, that's a nice fiddle. You know, I love my fiddle. Sometimes it just strikes me, my ears here, and I get that just G string. It's just like, oh, right on. Thanks, German. Okay, here we go. Ready? Oh, it's going to sound like this. Okay, brace yourself. 1, 2, 3, go. How did you guys feel about that speed test? Who would give yourselves like an 80? Okay, 90? Cool, let's do it again then. If you had such good results, let's do it right away again. Try to do it just like you just did it. Mel, you're going to do it better. 1, 2, 3, go. How was that? Just as good? A little bit better? Great. Very good. Okay, for a workout, let's do G major in thirds. Let's do this here. Okay, let's give that a try. So it's kind of the two halves of your hand here, guys. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, go. How did that go? We haven't done it a lot. I don't even know if we've done it at all. Have we done it at all? G major in thirds? Kind of. Jocelyn's like, oh. Okay, well, just a recap. So when you do a scale in thirds, you play the first note of the scale. In this case, it's a G. And then you play a third above that. So a B. Now, that's a theoretical way to look at it. Then you do the next note of the scale, the A, and you do a third above that, which is C. Okay? And then the next one, B, and the third above that is D. So that's the theoretical way to look at it. That's the technical way to look at it. The way that I look at it is the two halves of your hand. So we start with open 2, 1, 3, 2, yeah, 2, 2, open 3, 1, open 2, 1, 3. See that? That's how you do the scale in thirds. And there's so many of those instances in tunes. It's really handy to practice. So let's give it another try. Open 2, 1, 3. 2, open 3, 1. And all the way up we go just like that. Okay? I'll go nice and easy. Give you time to think. Ready, go. 2, 1, 3, 2, D, 3, 1, open, 2, 1, 3, 2, A, 3, 1, A, 2, 1, 3, 2, E, 3, E1, open, 2, 1, 3, and then we end at 2. Now the reason that we go all the way up to A with it is because when you do a third above F sharp, that's an A. So the second last note of the scale is an F sharp, and a third above that is an A. So you do that, and then you settle on the G at the top. Okay? Let's try it again. One more time, same thing. Do the numbers help when I shout out the numbers? Does that help? Okay, I'll keep doing that. Open and then 2. 1, 2, 3, go. Open, 2, 1, 3, 2, open, 3, 1, open, 2, 1, 3, 2, A, D3, A1, open, 2, 1, 3, 2, E, A3, E1, E, 2, 1, 3, and 2. Getting the hang of it? Good. Now coming down. Little bit more complicated. Everything's more complicated on the way down. So 2 open, 1, 3. Open 2, 3, 1. That's how it works coming down. So E2 and then open E. Ready, go. Open. 1. A3. E. A2. 3. 1. 2. A. A1. D3. A. D2. 3. 1. 2. Open. 1. G3. D. G2. 3. 1. 2. Open. 1. And we don't have an extra string. Now this is the problem with doing G major in thirds. Because when you play the 1, you're supposed to play, it would be on the next string, the third finger. We don't have that. So the way that I finish it out is this. So, you just play a little B there, okay? It helps the ear to finish out the series somehow, okay? Now, does that kind of click? Is it starting to click for everybody? How you doing, Jocelyn? I know you have never done this before, am I right? First time anybody's ever mentioned this to you? Yeah. Are you getting the pattern? That's great. Okay, let's have one more go all the way up and all the way down with no I won't stop and talk and yak. We'll just go right through it, and hopefully your batting average is good. But I will call out the numbers. Okay, open and then 2. Ready, go. 2, 1, 3, 2, D, G3, D1, open D, 2, 1, 3, 2, A, D3, A1, A, 2, 1, 3, 2, E, A3, E1, E, 2, 1, 3, and the 2. Down, 2 and open, 2, open, 1, A3, E, A2, 3, 1, 2, A1, D3, A, D2, 3, 1, 2, open, 1, G3, D, G2, 3, 1, 2, open, 1, 2, open. Screwy ending. Okay. All right, Mel got finished before us. You won the race of G in thirds.
It wasn't a race. It was just I was trying to see if I could do it on my own without listening to your prompting. So it worked.
Oh, okay. Now it is on my YouTube channel, G major in thirds, and I am not prompting. It's just I'm just playing the whole thing. So I encourage you to go ahead and try to do that. It's a great idea. It's really good. This pattern, once you get it fast, very, very useful. It's half of tunes, okay? And it's great because you start to spot the thirds in the tunes, and your hand just does them. And it makes it a lot easier to learn them, you know? Anyway, that's G. Now, since we just practiced G, shall we do a little bit of the Drunken Landlady? All right? A little bit, just to practice in the right shape.
Dan,
Yes.
You moved that Bogalogan back up to the top of your YouTube channel. And so I started playing that again. That's a great tune as well.
Oh, it sure is. Have we ever learned it?
We, like early, I've done it with you, so it must have been last year sometime.
Oh, okay, cool. Now what do we...
That's a really good one to...
Oh, for the key of G, it's awesome, yeah. I don't know if everybody here has... I think everybody here has learned it. Jocelyn, did you learn Bogalogan? Oh, okay, let's practice that. Never mind Drunken Landlady.
Oh.
Let's practice Bogalogan. Get it out.
What were you asking?
Now, Jerome, what have we got
I
here?
practiced it when I was in the Celtic fiddle band, though. That was years ago.
Well, it's going to come
when
back.
When I was with James, that's when I practiced it.
I gotta go find it. I don't know where it is.
I gotta find it here.
Okay.
What we have
I'll
here-
play it in the meantime so you guys can hear it and get it back in your head.
So,
Now,
yeah,
Jerome has
what we
made this...
have
Just
here-
hold on there, Jerome. So Jerome has made this special drink and I have a taste tester. So what have we got here, Jerome?
So we've got a small bit of. So what we've got is some melted baker's chocolate
Okay,
Mix-
love it.
mixed with milk and a healthy portion of Nutella.
Okay. Let's see. Down the hatch. Whoa! That is direct chocolate straight to the palate, buddy.
Just what I wanted.
It's very good. Very tasty indeed. Ooh, it's very good. It's got a kick after the fact. Okay, I'm going to play Bogalaga to remind people. Oh, this is fun. So I see you guys are working with Sandy's book there. So I'm just going to get it out on my end too, so I play exactly the same as you. Boggin' Loggin', number 7. Number 7 in the new part. Okay, and this is the good version. This is the definitive version here. Can't remember what book it's.
Do you know what it means?
No.
Okay.
I should find out sometime. I've never known. And we had never said it right in Cape Breton either. The proper pronunciation of it is Bochen Lochen, like that. But we just say Bogalagan. Anyway, I'd like to find out what that is. It has something to do with a lake, I think. This loch, L-O-C-H is lake.
What page is it on? What page is it? In
7.
Books?
Page 7 in the new part of the book, in the after the index. No, the other part. Yeah.
That's confusing.
I know, it's extremely confusing. And then my student that digitized it made it a little bit more complicated, because now it also has an index for what page of the PDF it is. So anyway, it's the price you pay. I'm just looking to see if I can quickly find out what Bogalagan means. List of English and oh yeah, it's a bog. Yeah, it's something about a bog. So the bog and yeah, bog lock is actually a bog. So that's exciting. Scottish music about being in a bog. My God. Jeez.
We got stuck in the bog, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they got stuck in the bog. Yes, it could be. Okay, so let's take her kind of slow. Hi, Simone. We're doing Bogalagan. Yeah, we're going to go nice and slow because it's been a long time. Let's take it kind of like this. Is that going to work? That looks like it'll work. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Back from the brink. Bogalagan. 1, 2, 3. to check in. So it's been a while. Is it coming back? Is it? Okay.
I lost you somewhere along the way and I couldn't get back on. So, yeah.
Which part do you think? There's 4.
Yeah, which part? Yeah, I know. And I was having troubles following the 1-2s, so. Yeah.
Okay, so and it's a pain. Especially the way it's written in this book, it's not ideal, but yeah.
I know that in the fiddle orchestra, I know that James sometimes would redo the music for us, so it'd be easier to read. So I'm looking for that version, but this version is hard. It's difficult to read. I find anyway.
Yeah, it's the original from, I think it's the Sky Collection that it comes out of. Yes, we could rejig it so that it's easier to read, but you know what? It's better to learn how to read this old music so you don't have to go and rejig it. You know what I mean? So let's just go through it.
I think you gave us a simpler version, like it wasn't done like this, but it's not at my fingers right now, so that's why I thought, oh yeah, I remember Sandy's book had it, so.
Yeah, and it is, like, Sandy's book is the real thing, which is good, but just let me see what I sent you guys here. Because that's easy to do. Bog and Locken. Alright, let's see here. Okay, what's this one now? Oh, it's on the session.org. Okay. So I can put this up on my screen if people want me to. Is that good? Okay, yeah, I'll put it up on my screen. There we go. Oh, that's that. Okay. How's that? Oh, see if I can make it a bit bigger. There. Is that good? Okay. It's definitely easier to read, and it looks like it's the same as the Sky Collection. So probably why I picked it. I wonder how many Bogalogans there were on the session.org. I bet you there was a good few. Can't remember now. Okay, let's try it again. Same speed, just for people to catch up that had trouble with those with the visuals there. Okay. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go! a bit better that time? Oh, good. Could we pick up the pace a little bit? Let's do it. Let's do it as a tester, and not much. Just a push. Just a little bit of a push. You won't feel a thing. That's what they said at the dentist today. So kind of like this. Okay? Hang in. Just keep playing. When you look at a tune like this, you see all them E's and B's. When in doubt, play an E or a B. You're probably going to be right. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go! One more. All right, now I know that last time was a little quick, but I wanted to see how everybody would fare off trying to do it anyway. How did we get along with the last time through? Did you make it? That's good. Jocelyn, kind of? Did you get mixed up on the last part? It looked like you got mixed up on the last part.
Yeah, I got mixed up on the last part. I made it through probably halfway, pretty clear. And then, again, maybe because, I'm not used to reading the small whatever. I was like trying to follow.
Okay, so just getting lost kind of situation.
Yeah, it was more like I was getting lost. However, I was really proud of myself for remembering the rhythm of this. The Strathspeys are, I love them and I love the way they sound. In the past, there was always a challenge in terms of rhythm because again, I'm used to listening to rock and roll all the time, and so it was
Yes.
sorry, and so this was really unusual. But
Yeah.
I remember working really hard on this before, and I still remember it, and I still have it. So I'm really happy. I just have to practice it.
Okay.
All good.
You make a great point with those. I call them sandwiches. Those groups of 4 notes. And the reason I call them sandwiches is because the long notes are either in the middle of the sandwich or they're the bread of the sandwich. So I call them the long sandwich and the short sandwich. and then the regular long, short, long, short. I call that the regular walking rhythm because that in a strathspey, that's 90% of what you're doing is long, short, long, short, long, short, long. But then you get these sandwiches as well. And if you boil it down to those three things, it means you have to do a lot less reading. Now you just got to see if the dots are in the middle or not, and you already know what to do. You in terms of rhythm, short, long, long, short, or long, short, short, long. It's pretty well your only choices, just those two choices. So it really kind of quickens the operation. Okay. Another danger that might get you lost is that repeated bit in the middle at the high part there. G, E, B, E, G, E, B, E, G, E, B, E. Now the reason people get lost in spots like that is because you lose track of how many times you've done it, right? And I count them. When I'm learning a tune like this, I'll look at a section like that and I'll count the high B's. I'll be like, let me see. 3 high B's. And then I just try to remember that. 3 high B's through there. That's it. Because you have the feeling like there should be more. But there ain't. Just 3. So those are little things I grab onto to kind of keep myself on the straight path getting through these type of tunes. Okay? Any little thing, distinguishing characteristics, and anything visual that you can hang on to that you don't have to work out. Because it'd be a terribly awful job to work out all those dots and dashes like systematically. Can't do it. You just have to kind of look at it like a picture and just be able to do it. So, how about you, Mel? Did you get through it there in the fast? It looked kind of like it, but it's hard to tell.
I lost a little bit the faster time around along the I don't know, but I caught up again, like the
high part.
1, 2, 3, 5th line. I guess I lost it somewhere in there, but I just waited till the last line came around and jumped in again.
Yeah, it's that 5th line. What I was just talking about there, that G E B E thing. It's so easy to get lost in there. So yeah, so just try to remember 3 high B's. That's it. When you hit the 3rd one, you move on. Okay, well you guys should practice that this week because I think it'd be really fun to get that back up and running, and maybe we could put it with this Tom Day tune that we're going to learn. Okay? You want to try once more before we're done? One more time. Why not? And we'll take it just a little bit slower than what we just did. So it'll be the medium. Okay? Because this is the practicing one. You go fast to test. Whatever goes wrong. See, now I'm glad we went fast because now you guys know what to work on there. So you don't get lost in that part. Right? Going fast shows it up. Yeah, oh yeah. And so we'll do it the same as the previous tempo for practicing. And then we're going to learn Tom Day. Here we go. And there's nothing wrong with rock and roll, Jocelyn. We watched School of Rock last night. It was awesome. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and... band just wants to go into the youngest daughter or whatever, Sweet Mary after that, because my family always played Sweet Mary after that. And it's like, it's like a trained dog response. As soon as Bogalogan is done, my hand gets ready to play Sweet Mary. You can't help it. Anyway, okay. So that's Bogalogan. How's everybody feeling at that slower tempo? Everybody have good success there? That's great. So that's your practicing tempo, and we'll try it fast again next time. All right? Now, Tom Day. First of all, we better warm up A major, because it's a hell of a lot different than E minor, that's for sure. So let's do that. Let's see, somebody's texting me here. Oh yeah, Tom Powers texted me. I emailed a bunch of, the whole crowd or whatever about the Tuesday session earlier this afternoon. I made a poster, and so because we're back on next week, we didn't have it last week, and I accidentally said tonight, right, instead of tomorrow, and so everybody's giving me a hard time, including Tom Power, who just texted me and said, I didn't know it was Tuesday today. I'm just gonna tell him.
Rachel and John from our Irish group go to your thing still in Noonan's. Rachel and Johnny's a real estate in Hewarden.
Banjo Johnny.
Yeah.
yeah. They always come. And oh, that's great, and they're a great addition. Johnny's great, and he's a great guy, and he knows lots of tunes, and he brings up really nice choices of tunes, and they come all the way from London all the time to do the session. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to tell Tom that I hope he didn't do Monday's show today. There, that'll serve him. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Callie, you got to go. Oh, you got to test. Oh, man. Okay. Good luck. Good luck. Okay, A major there, everybody. Let's do it. I got my tuner on. Here's your low A. Okay, ready, go. Mine was lovely. Although I did have to bring 2 notes in. I don't know if you noticed, but I did. And they were sharp. Let's do it again right away. Oh, we should do the arpeggio. Let's try the arpeggio. Okay, and then we'll do both of them right away. Ready, arpeggio. Now, let's pick up the pace a tiny little bit and we'll do it again. Scale followed by arpeggio, alright? 1, 2, 3. people feeling about A? Relatively good success rate there. Jocelyn, you look unconvinced, especially with the arpeggio.
Yeah, I don't know the arpeggios off by heart. The scales I'm getting better at, but arpeggios I don't know. So I was like struggling to find what it is and what, you know.
Let me give you a little tip about that. You don't actually have to know arpeggios, you just have to know the pattern. So arpeggios always have the same pattern. One octave is the odd number fingers, and the other octave is the even number fingers. Always. For every one on the fiddle anyway. So in this case, the A scale, it's the odd number fingers that start 1, 3, 1, and then for the that brings you to G or to E, and then you do the next octave. It's the open 2 open. See that? And then the next octave after that would be 3, and then 1, 3 if you had another string. See that? Yeah. So
Okay.
they're always that way. G is the opposite. G is open 2 open for the lower octave. 3, 1, 3 for the upper octave. See how that works?
Okay.
Yeah, it might help because they all work the same way. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it again. Just the arpeggio. Just for yes, Simone.
When you're saying that with the odd and even numbers, can you apply that when you're trying to do double stops? And because I feel like when trying to play songs, my brain, I can't get the like key in it.
Yes.
You know, so can you kind of think about that concept too, or does that not apply?
Oh, it sure does. You make a great point there. And that's why when we do the double stop exercises, they're based off of arpeggio notes. Because basically, say you're playing a tune in the key of D, you can double stop along with any note in the G major, if you're in the key of D, you can double stop with any note in the D major arpeggio. See that? An A or an F sharp or a D will go along with almost any note you're playing in that tune. See what I mean? Especially if it's at the beginning of the phrase or the end of the phrase where things resolve. And you know what that means when I say resolve? Goes back to the key of that it's in. So that's what you do. You know, in Bogalogan, I start off with a big EB double stop. See that? And that's just 2 notes from the E minor arpeggio. See that? So have that in your mind to start with, and we'll practice the double stops for this key. But that's how I use them. I use arpeggio notes in the key, whatever key the tune is in. And if you want to get deeper and heavier with it, then you can kind of pull out the arpeggios that you see in the music and play those together. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. But you're right though, it is like the odds and evens, like that's 2 and open there in the key of D, F sharp and A. It's lovely, lovely double stop. A third, that's a third. See that? This one too. This is the bluegrass one. It's also a third, 3 and 1. See that? And then there's more, but you get the idea. That's a start, and we'll practice the double stops. So 2 arpeggios in a row for Jocelyn's sake here to figure out the pattern, and then we'll try the double stops. Okay. Arpeggio, ready, go. Let's do it again. A, 2, E, 3, E, A2, open A, D1, G3 stretch, and the 1. All right, getting along a little better there, Jocelyn? Getting the pattern? It's a hard one. A major is hard. So I sent you guys some double stops in the key of A, I think. And I'm going to bring them up on my screen here so we can try them. Let's see here. Double steppers. There we go. Look at that. I'm getting so good at finding stuff on my computer. I feel like Steve Jobs over here. Okay. There we go. Can everybody see that all right? Okay. So let's do it. So this is really very simple. It really does follow that rule that I was talking about. The only one that doesn't is the octave, where you play E3 and open A. See that? That's the only one. Other than that, we're playing all either 2s and opens, or 1s or 3s, or 1s and 1s. Okay? And we start with a 1 and 1. That one finger on the 2 strings. So let's give it a go. So 2 nice long goes per set of double stops. Ready, go. 3 and 1. D1 open A. A and E. A2 open E. Opens again. E3 open A. Opens again. E and A2. Opens again. D1 open A. D1 G3 stretch. And then the ones. Okay, is everybody getting that pattern? Now, I was noticing a few things. I always try to notice things that are hard when I'm doing these things for you guys, but playing that G3 D1, look what I got to do with my hand. See how my third finger's like right over that D string to make room for the D string. And my third finger is actually kind of on the side of the fiddle there. You see that? The side of the fiddle to get right out of the way of that D string. Because that's a hard one. And I've got small hands, so I really have to get over. Otherwise I'm going to touch the D and it's going to squawk at me instead of play the open D or the D1. Okay? Any questions before we try it again? Anybody having trouble with the pattern?
No, but I'm glad you have trouble with the D1 G3 because it's a bear.
It is. It's the hardest double stop on this set of double stops. And the second hardest one would be the 5th, which is the 1 finger on 2 strings. That's a tricky one. And if you're anything like me, now you got to discover this on your own, but most people are similar. When I get that in tune, my E, so the side of my finger that's on the D string, is a little higher than the side of my finger that's on the G string to get it in tune. If it was straight across, let me see if I can do straight across. Slightly out of tune. You see that? So I got to do that shape to get the both notes in tune. You might have to as well. Okay? Anyway, let's give it another go. Same thing. 2 bows per set. 1, 2, 3, right. How'd you get along that time? A little bit better? A bit?
I find it hard to like sustain the whole time.
Do you come off of one string or another? Like you leave? Do you depart?
Like I go really fast.
Now you want to work on fast. Fast is what you need for double stops. And I'll show you another way to bow it. But for the long bows, this is my tiller. Okay? This is how I keep the keel even as I move the bow along on 2 strings. So you want to take into account the things that are going to happen. Like on the G string, you're going to want to go like this and leave the D string, right? So you need to kind of keep that even keel. There's a little bit of a dip of your pinky there to go on through and keep it on the D. See that? Same with the AE. Now the thing with the AE I always try to point out is that the E string is unique to all the other strings because it's a drop for the bow rather than out to the side. It's a straight drop down. So I find when I approach EA double stops, I kind of focus on the E and then lean over and get the A, and it's kind of a no-brainer. See that? Okay, it might help you. So if you're trying to approach it from the A, it's kind of awkward. You're kind of a deep dive and trying to get there, but if you approach it from the E, you might find a better, easier spot for it, okay? And another way to practice on 2 strings, this might also help, is little circles in front of your nose. So it looks like this. That is a great exercise. And I got onto that exercise because I had a couple of violinists that were very desperate to change gears and play fiddle music, you know, the way it's supposed to be played. Because, you know, everybody knows the sound of a classical violinist playing fiddle music. Right? It's kind of a giveaway. And there's 2 giveaways there. The first one is the vibrato, right? And they can't seem to help it. They can't stop it. They do vibrato right off the crack. You know, they can't help it. The other thing, though, is that they put a length on each note. Each 8th note gets a length. Whereas us fiddle players, we don't. We are momentary. We hit it like a drum. See that? And that's really what makes it sound like it should. So those violinists, I had them dropping the bow. Trying to make a nice sound with that much bow. A good strong vibration. See that? Those are really good ones that I'm doing there. Little catches there. Momentary notes. Hit it like a drum. And don't be shy. Smack that fiddle. Yeah, looking good. One thing to be careful of when you're working on this exercise, try not to do it with the arm. Or even the forearm. Try to do it just with your wrist. See that? Remember bow push-ups? That's how you do that. Okay? And if anybody wants to practice bow push-ups, I put a video of it on the YouTube channel, and I did it for a specific student, Annabelle. She's 8. No, sorry, she's 11. But it's getting a whole ton of views. People seem to really like it. So it's got it demonstrates the spider crawl. You guys remember doing the spider crawl where you learn to move the bow with just your fingertips, and it also demonstrates these little the bow push-ups. See that?
So Dan, am I supposed to try and keep my elbow into my waist when I'm doing it?
Good question. Good question. Now, yep. Oh, you broke up a little bit, but I heard your question. So this is what my dad's teacher used to say, and it was kind of a joke, but I still say it because it really is the best description. When you're playing the fiddle, you don't want your elbow to be up in the air, certainly not higher than your bow, okay? And you don't want your elbow to be tight to your body either. You want to stand, as Dad's teacher used to say, as if you were normal. But just kind of like this. The elbow kind of hangs down. See that? Just about there is plenty. It doesn't need to be any higher, certainly, but getting it tight in also causes problems. So just comfortable, kind of out to the side like that. Okay? Depends on the person. You find the good place. Actually, I'll tell you, you find the good place where you can hit all 4 strings without really moving the elbow. You see how my elbow is moving the tiniest little bit there. But I got access to all 4 strings without having to do the funky chicken. See that? And that's really, that's the spot you want to look for when you're practicing. Find that spot. Okay? Anyway, let's have one more go at these double stops and then we'll learn Tom Day. We're running out of time to learn Tom Day. All this technical work. My God. But they're good questions and they're really good things to work on, especially that momentary notes thing. Okay, let's do those momentary notes again. 4 per set of double stops. Ready, go. What a great exercise. All right, that's that. Any questions or problems about any of that foolishness? No? Hey, I was in your neck of the woods there, Simone and Diana, on Sunday. I was playing a show with the boys at High Park Lofts, 437 Roncesvalles. And it was right across the street from the local. Unfortunately, we did not have time to go for a pint at the local afterwards. But it was a concert series put on in the atrium of this apartment building. And apparently it's been going for 10 years. I had no idea. But we showed up. There was like a congregation of about 50 people there. And then lots of people in the balconies above us. And it was just a great show. We just had a great time. Acoustic. Ross's pipes sounded so good in there, and he took his time. He did a pipe solo, and he took his time beforehand, and he got them in tune because just he wanted to enjoy it like perfectly. And he made the little joke, like, I'm going to tune the pipes now because he said, and it's true, it's part of the performance of Uilleann Pipes is to hear them tune first because that's how you know they're going to feel comfortable when they're playing. But he said, I'll let you know when I start the air because it's a little hard to tell when I've stopped tuning and started playing. But it was great. Yeah?
Have you heard of a group called Pretty Archie?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. They're coming our way on Thursday to the Aeolian. So just curious if you I hadn't heard of them before, so. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're like a Cape Breton hillbilly band. They do the high lonesome sound. They played at the Dakota not long ago. I was busy. I couldn't go. But Jerry Holland Jr. produces that band. Yeah. Okay. Where are you, Tom Day? Come on now. It was in the front somewhere. Oh, man. It's not the right book. It's on page 7. Yeah, or page 6. Okay. Now, let's take a look at this tune. First of all, I'm going to play it. Because we've done a lot of playing since I played it at first. And this way you can hear it and get familiar. typical Scott Skinner, thank you. Scaly bits, you know, and lots of thirds. And it sounds a lot like Iron Man, actually. You guys, have we ever learned Iron Man? Did we learn the Iron Man? Oh, no? Okay, I'm not going to play it. It's just going to be confusing, but we'll learn it next. It's really easy. I recorded it with the brass quintet. It was really cool. Also a J. Scott Skinner tune. But anyway, let's take a look at this one. So key of A, which we're all warmed up for, and it starts with this phrase here. And then it kind of reprises it down the octave. See that? And then it does this middle phrase in the key of D. But does a great big A major arpeggio there. Starting on C. Which we already know. Isn't that handy? Isn't that great? And then it ends off. See that? And then we do it all again. And the only thing different is the last bar. See that? So let's see. Let's get the first phrase, which is those two ideas there. This here. And then this here. Okay? Let's see if we can play that. So it starts with the pickup notes are C sharp and D. And then we got a long E, F, C to the E, A. Long C, down we go, F to A. Okay, and E is the short one there. And the second last note is the short note there. And that's the first phrase. Let's do it again. Same thing. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's do it again. Very good. 1, 2, 3, go. I love seeing everybody go over to the G like that. That's good. Try not to use your arm. You don't need to at all. Okay? Let's do it again. One more time with that first phrase. Ready, go. Yeah. Good, good, good. Okay. Now, second phrase. So we got a long D, and then a 2 and an open, and then we got this big arpeggio starting on C sharp. And then we got E to the C, A to the C, and then the B to finish. Now hopefully you guys have learned enough tunes now to notice this pattern. This phrase ends on a B the first time, and it ends on an A the next time. We have run into this before. A lot of tunes are like that, okay? So basically the last bar of the first line there ends on a big E chord, and then when you go through it to the end of the part, it ends on what you expect, the A chord. That's called resolving, okay? So the first one leaves you hanging, and the second one resolves. So let's see if we can get that second phrase with the long D, starting with the long D. D, F, D, arpeggiate. Okay? Get that third down and arpeggiate. Ready? Go. Yeah! Let's do it again. Ready? Go. Oh yeah. Now this time let's go all the way through. Ready? Go. One more time like that. Ready? Go. Okay, good, good, good. Everybody good with those two phrases there? You know, with those arpeggiated parts like that, the most important thing to note is what's the first note. If you know what the first note of that run is, your hand will do the rest. But if you wonder about it, it's going to be a problem. So, for instance, it's good to take note that this arpeggio starts on the C rather than the A. Okay? So if you get that third finger down, it should work out. Now, let's back up, see if we can do the whole first line. If we are successful, and I only have looks to go on, but I'm going to use the looks, we're going to keep going to play the second line. Okay? And see if we get right through to the end of the part. I kind of have a feeling we will. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh, wow, that looked good. That looked really good. How's everybody feeling about that? Okay, let's grind the hell out of it then. Let's do it like 3 times. 1, 2, 3, go! Again. Little faster. How are we feeling? Not bad? Great. Very, very good. Second part. You know, it's a bit formulaic, I have to say, J. Scott Skinner. You're a bit formulaic here. Another long note, right? So another long note and then the note above and down the scale. Just like the first part. So this is the high A. And then we got this here. See that? 2, 4, open 2. So more of this thirds business. And then we got more. 1 to the 3. See that? And then more of the... that. So let's work that phrase out. So we got the long... We'll do it together. So 1, 2, 3, go. A, B, A, G, B, E, G, F, D, A, F, E, A, C, A. Okay, it's a little bit complicated. Let's do it again just like that by rote, nice and slow. Ready, go. Let's do it again, same thing. It's really an important opening. Ready, go. Okay, now the next part. We got a D to a B. I love that lick. So we got D, B, E. Down we go. A. Let's try. And then. See that? So that's kind of cool, eh? I love that part. So D to the B. Let's start. It's going to be the last two lines of the third line. So D to B, E to D. Ready? Slow. Let's do it again. Same thing. Ready? Slow. Okay, and you see, I'm going to slur that triplet at the end. I'm pretty sure it gets slurred. Kind of. I think it'll be good for you guys to slur it. Let me try again. Yeah, that'll work out. That'll work out. So you might want to slur that triplet in an up bow. Now, let's go for it. Let's start at the top of that line, nice and slow. See if we can get to the end of that line. Third line. Second part. 1, 2, 3, go. Now we do the big scale. How did you guys do with all that? Not bad?
There's too many notes for me in the last bar of that line.
I thought you said start on the second line and it didn't sound like
Third line.
But we were... Oh, the third line. Okay, that's what was... Okay.
So could you do the timing of that again, the last bar?
Sure. So it's basically just long, short, triplet, short, long, triplet. See how that works? Okay. So da 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 da. Oh yeah. Da 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 da. Kind of neat. I don't know. These Scottish people, man, with their ideas. And then it gets a little bit more complicated there. Like when you go to repeat the phrase, it's not a long A. I forgot to point that out. It's an A and then an F. So this is the first bar of the last line. It's an A and an F instead of a long A like it would be the bar above. So let's try that again. Third line, number 3, third line. 1, 2, 3, go. Let's take a look at this scale. Starts on F sharp to D. See that? Then you jog. You start on C all the way up to A. Okay? These scales, all you need is the start and end note. So let's try it. Let's try from this is 2 bars from the end, F sharp up the scale. Nice and slow. Ready, go. Okay, let's do it again. It's easy, but if you don't start on the right note, it can be very hard. Let's try it again. Ready, go. One more time. Ready. Oh, yep, yes, Mel.
Are we slurring all these triplets?
No. Definitely. Okay. This is a good example of where a strathspey turns into a jig, which that happens often, right? And so when I see a set of triplets like that in a Strasbass, I switch right to jig. And it's such a cool contrast. See that? And it's really cool to contrast that smooth evenness with the dotted rhythms. And I think that's the idea. Also, they do jig steps to Strasbass in Cape Breton. So it really kind of goes hand in hand. Now, let's try the entire B part. Okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? So here we go. The scales start on F sharp. 1, 2, 3, go! Looking good. I know looks aren't everything, but that looked great. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, go. Again. Is it working? Excellent. Okay. Now, if you haven't forgotten what the first part goes like. Okay, that's what it goes like. Let's give it a try. Nice and slow. Put your helmet on. Let's start shooting at the Germans. 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, to the second one. Okay, I'm going to check in. And I'm sorry I didn't point out that this is a single. You notice how there's no repeat signs. And that means the parts are only 4 bars long. And with singles, they always just write it all out rather than put a bunch of repeat signs for 1 bar. You know what I mean? So yeah, I forgot to mention that. It might be confusing. We usually repeat. Shall we try it again? Yes.
What would you play this with? Like what other pieces?
Good question. I mean, it's kind of up for anything. I don't know. I like to change keys, unlike most Cape Bretoners who try to think of everything they can in the key of A for about an hour. But I do enjoy to change keys, so I might like to go into a B minor tune after this one. And let's see, a B minor tune, while Sleepy Maggie is a B minor tune. if you went Irish, The Otter's Halt, a beautiful tune. Have we ever done that tune, The Otter's Halt? Oh my God. Oh, it's a wicked tune, but let me see what it would sound like. I forgot it. Okay, there we go. I don't know. You know what I would do? I would go into A minor. That's what I would do. Because this is the major key, so I would bring it down to the minor key to go into the reals to make it a little bit darker, and then I might brighten it up, go back to A major. See what I mean? But that's how you I put tunes together by the key. I think of what key could complement another key or be a surprise. That's the big thing, you know. Or relative minors are really good. So if you're playing a tune in the key of A, you could play a tune in the key of C sharp minor. Or sorry, F sharp minor. There aren't many, but Jerry made a few. It's a great tune. I can't remember what it's called, but that would go great. See that? So both keys have the same key signature. So going from one to the other, really effective, you know. But it's been used a lot, that change. So you want to be careful of that too. Anyway, that's a long answer to a short question. Okay, let's try it a couple of times now before we're done. Oh, 1, 2, 3, go! Second part. Again. Alright guys, practice Tom Day and the key of A, and we will get this happening there next week. And we might even learn Iron Man 2. And not the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. It's a much less exciting one from the early 1900s. He was a railway magnate, this guy who he wrote the Iron Man for. Anyway, so there you go. So that was really good practice. Thanks for all your input and questions and suggestions. It was a great practice night tonight, okay? And I'd love to do more of that. All right? So we'll see. Oh, hi, Diana. Hey. Okay, cool. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Daidle-dee, daidle-dee-do.